Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here. Maybe we should just keep the light on because so much has been happening over the last couple of days, actually, the last week. Now, we know that DeMarcus Lawrence is not happy, will not work out, will not get his shoulder worked on, and anything else until there's a deal done. But I'm going to tell you, don't worry, things will get done. Dez Bryant, we were headed in the same impasse, but in the final hour, they got the deal done for Dez. You could argue maybe they shouldn't have got that deal done because Dez never seemed to be the same after that 2014 season. But be that as it may, we were here in the same situation last year with Zach Martin. He wasn't franchise tagged, but he wanted a new deal. But I'm going to tell you exactly why the Dallas Cowboys will and must get this deal done. As we stand right now, you see teams that are jockeying for position right now. You see Baltimore letting go guys like Eric Waddle. You're seeing the New York Giants saying, and I think this is the beginning of the New York Giants beginning a rebuild. Instead of signing Landon Collins to a big contract, you hear rumors about them possibly wanting to trade Odell Beckham, trying to last year. It looks like they're trying to purge the roster in order to just start all over, in which case it'd probably be the best idea getting Collins for 4 years. By the time the team really starts getting it together, it's going to be probably past his prime. But as we look at our Cowboys, we know that we are all in, but here's the reason why they must get this deal done. We had 47, almost $48 million in cap space, but now that the franchise tag is there, we've dropped all the way down to $27 million. Let me move that over. $27 million is the cap space that we have right now, because $20 million is tied up currently with DeMarcus Lawrence. And I know you're thinking, well, we got to pay him that kind of money anyway, so why not just keep that number? Understand how you can manipulate other numbers other than a franchise. A franchise tag is straightforward. It's a 1-year deal. You cannot spread it out. But if they do work out, say, $100 million deal and $50 million guaranteed or whatever, they can sign that big check out front and end up spreading that money out. In the first year or two, they can end up doing chump change for pay. So instead of having a $20 million hit, maybe you have a $10 or $12 million hit. Zach Martin, to give you a complete example, last year was due to be paid $9.6 million on the cap. They ended up making him the highest paid guard in football, but his cap number last year was only $6 million. They created cap space. So if they want to be a player play in free agency, they're going to need to do this thing sooner than later. And you look for them to try and get this thing done because they don't want this to be prolonged out there. And for those of you who will say, trade him, get rid of him, listen, you're not going to get value. There goes your pass rush. And he has been proven over the last 2 years that he is one of the top pass rushers in his prime in the NFL. So you have to get that guy squared away. Now, Cole Beasley is definitely not looking about doing a home team discount to try and keep the band together. Cole Beasley is looking at this as, this may be my last chance to get big money. And he wants to go someplace where he's going to be loved, where he's going to be more of the offense, and he's going to get paid. So as much as I love Cole Beasley, you got to let him go. And they'll have to figure out what they're going to do elsewhere. But here's what I will say on this. I look at this Dallas Cowboys offense. The Cowboys offense, which is built to run, which is another reason why you don't bring AB in here, because it's not a passing team that's going to keep him happy, along with Amari Cooper, along with Michael Gallup and things. But see, I envision this offense being able to come in a 2 tight end set where you're running Zeke Elliott, boom, between the tackles. The defenses start cheating the man in. But with that formation, you've got Michael Gallup on one side, you've got Amari Cooper on the other side, you got Blake Jarwin on one side, you got Jason Witten on the other. I can see you faking the dive to Zeke with that safety in the box. I can see Dak Prescott faking that dive, rolling out. I can see Michael Gallup. I can see Amari Cooper going deep, clearing things out. I can see Jason Witten doing a little block here and cheating out and taking up whatever space is left from a run formation. By being able to do things like that, by knowing that you got a sure-handed wide receiver, by being able to run Zeke Elliott, if you're the defensive coordinator, who are you going to focus on? Because if you put 8 men in the box, you got 2 wide receivers that can go ahead and get out there. If you double cover Amari Cooper, then you got Michael Gallup, or you got Jason Witten. And I'm okay with getting 5, 6, 7 yards completions when they're blitzing as opposed to taking a sack. And with that kind of formation, you may not need that third wide receiver to be lights out because you've got 2 studs already. I'm not saying that I wouldn't like to have Cole Beasley back. I would. But the harsh reality is unless you get this deal done with DeMarcus Lawrence, unless you purge the roster like some other teams do when you start looking at Sean Lee and Allen Hurns and these guys then, to grab money, and maybe Lyle Collins and so forth, then you can only do so many things. So it's advantageous for the Dallas Cowboys to get this deal done. Now, there's a lot of people who have talked about Taco. Taco's a bust. He's no good. He stinks. But I want you to keep in mind that it was the 3rd year when DeMarcus Lawrence came on. His first year, he was injured, had 2 sacks against the Lions. Second year, came along pretty good, had, I believe, 7 sacks. And it was the 3rd year, after his 3rd year. The 3rd year, he was injured, was suspended, and it was the 4th year when he really came on. So before we give up on Taco, let's understand, let's let him develop. Let's see if Rod Martinelli now working with him more, because Rod Martinelli's had to spread his time all over the place between David Irving and, of course, Randy Gregory coming back. Maybe we get a little more focus on Taco, and Taco starts getting a little bit better than we think. And maybe Taco's going to be a little hungrier now he sees an opportunity to play more and get on the field. I'm hoping that's the case, but I'm not ready to give up yet on Taco because, hell, I like Taco Tuesday. So with that being said, guys, look for the Dallas Cowboys over the course of the next 5 days to start letting some players go and trying to work some deals out. So come Monday, they have room to operate. I'm Mark Holmes, and we're just 183 days, 23 hours, 16 minutes, and 22 seconds away from kickoff of the 2018 season. And I was just too tired to get working on this thing. I need to start getting that other locker put in place, but damn. As my wife says, you got a lot of shit down there. And I got a lot of shit down here. I'll see you guys soon.